So I hate to shift gears to a word that is unpleasant for so many people, but we touched on it already a little bit. Let's go to audits. Whether you're a big fish or a little fish, what actually happens if the IRS is auditing you?
Everyone's worst little nightmare when that pops up in the mail, isn't it? I always say if you receive a notice in the mail that the IRS is going to audit you, deep breaths. Deep breaths, okay? I know you want to panic, but this doesn't necessarily mean you've done something wrong or are going to owe money. The best thing you can do is get a copy of that notice over to your tax preparer ASAP. From there, they're going to provide paperwork for you to sign to list them as a power of attorney to handle the audit for you. Let them handle it. Let them run with it. Tax preparers are dealing with this more frequently. It's more comfortable for them to know the process and handle it for you. There's different types of audits. You have correspondence audits, field audits, and office audits. The bulk of audits, I think I saw recently, it's like 85% or something, are correspondence audits at this point. So that's really where most of these are coming in. So essentially your tax preparer will review the letter you got in the mail, confirming what exactly the IRS is looking into or taking issue with, and then they'll put together a response to the IRS. The response letter should explain the situation, provide support, might be copies of receipts or checks or statements or payroll filings or whatever else you need to support your response. Sometimes they're just looking for more information. They might not necessarily be saying there's a problem yet. They're just looking for more information to evaluate if there's a problem. From there, you're going to await the IRS's response on whether you have no changes. Maybe you're due a refund. Wouldn't that be nice? Sometimes that happens. Sometimes it works out in your favor. Or if you owe additional tax with maybe interest and penalties. When they respond back, if you agree to the findings, you can sign off on the letter and pay the tax bill, or wait for your refund, maybe if you get magically lucky on that. If you disagree with the IRS findings, you generally have about 30 days to respond and try to sort with the examiner, or you can request it goes to appeals. And if you miss that 30-day window, then you should receive another letter from the IRS warning. You have only another 30 days to file an appeal. And then if you don't, results are final. Nothing you can do. So to me, the two most important things to know if you receive a notice is time is of the essence and hire a professional. I strongly recommend against trying to handle the notice on your own. Professionals understand the process. I've done many a response. Hopefully, any tax preparer you hire has quite a bit of experience with this. So we understand the process. We're not going to get bullied into assuming that the client has to pay the liability and that they've done something wrong. We know when to put our foot down with things. Sometimes you'll get a request for, the IRS will ask for you to extend the statute of limitations. So there's a limited time period with which they have to audit you. And if they're coming up on that deadline, they might send you a notice that says, hey, we're still working some things through. And in a very nice voice, could you please extend our statute of limitations? That gives us more time to dig around into your records. Do you want to do that? Probably not. Maybe there's a circumstance where you want to, but generally speaking, you're probably not going to want to give them any more time to dig into that. And that's something that a professional can advise you on, but maybe most people, on their own wouldn't know or feel comfortable taking that kind of a stance.
Sure.